Alright, welcome back everybody. Our next guest is another legendary HCV on home. One of the people that actually got the Home Community Volunteer Program kicked off and started. Please give a big hand and a big welcome for Mr. Chronosviper. I said please give a big hand for Mr. Chronosviper.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing really good, man. Appreciate you being here tonight. As you all know, Chronos has been around since the program started, and we really appreciate him being here. Chronos, my very first question is, how did you get started? Give us a little bit of background on the HCV program. You were there at the beginning. How did all that happen?
Well, it all happened actually before the beta even started. It was back in private beta. I was coming up with all these ideas and events and plans and trying to help improve PlayStation Home. While everybody else was on the forums trying to figure out how to get into the beta, I was sending off emails to the community managers and to the developers, you know, submitting ideas. Unfortunately, they told me that since I didn't have an official position, I couldn't exactly help out. So Locust Star came up with an idea with me to create a volunteer program so that I could sort of submit ideas and help out with the community in the creation of Home. So later on, the Home Community Volunteer Program started, and he got that started with Sidonia X, so that's how it all came to be.
That is amazing. What was the, I'm kind of curious, you know, the other regions did not have, you know, moderators and HCVs for a long time. I mean, what was the reason that it was started? I mean, was it, what need was there that made people say, okay, we need this?
Well, it was really an opportunity to get the community involved in our region. You know, we were just trying to do this experimental program, seeing if we can, you know, really involve the community and get them working together with the developers to help improve Home and make it what the community wants, you know, and not just what the developers think we want. So by creating the Home Community Volunteer Program, you know, we had members of the community that were able to give their input as to what the rest of the community wanted in PlayStation Home, whether it be items or different features or events. Now, as to the other regions, we did try to institute the HCV program into the other regions, but unfortunately, the Sony
R2.
They didn't really want to use the it never really got started in any of the other regions. So we're the only region that has some community volunteers, and that really has our community as in-depth as we are. You know, being able to give input and helping out with the creation of Home and our region.
I think it's an amazing program. I really wish all the other regions would do it. I don't really know why it didn't work with them or whatever, but I think it's a really great program. Okay, let me ask you this. Everyone wants to be an HCV. It's like a running joke. Oh, I've spent so much money on Home, Locust Star, let me be an HCV. Yeah, okay, so how does somebody become an HCV? Just cut to the chase and tell us the bottom line. How do you do it?
Well, every now and then they will have an open application, a sign-up application on the forums that you can go sign up at. And basically you just tell them the reasons you basically give them some information about yourself. You tell them the reasons why you want to enjoy, what you think about PlayStation Home, and what you can do to improve PlayStation Home. And then that will get submitted into a list of all the other applications. And then, they pick from that list of applications that they have that have been submitted, and then they pick their volunteers from that. Unfortunately, there are just so many people that want to be home community volunteers, and there's not enough space. So, I mean, it really does take a while just to try and get everybody in there. So, you just got to be patient and stick with it.
Well, guys, you heard it from the guy that helped get the program started. If you want to be an HCV, it has nothing to do with spending money or being famous. You have to be a part of the community. Just do stuff for the community and get involved. And if you want to be an HCV bad enough, apply every time, and eventually you'll get on. There's a billion people want to be HCVs. But I'm pretty sure that most of them don't really know what an HCV does. And we have the man right here that can tell us. Chronos, besides giving tours, what does an HCV do?
Well, the HCVs are responsible for, just helping out new users or already experienced users in PlayStation Home. If anybody has any questions, the community managers usually inform the HCVs in a bi-weekly meeting about new things that are coming out, new features, and just sort of explaining to the HCVs what's going on in home so that they can sort of spread the word to the rest of the community and sort of help inform the rest of the community as to all the new things that are coming out in home, or the cool features, the cool things you can do, just trying to get everybody involved in PlayStation Home. And so, because a lot of people think, well, what's there to do in PlayStation Home? You can stand around, you can talk, you can play a couple of games. But there's so much more to it than that, They tell you what you can do, all the cool features. They give tours, that's part of it, showing spaces. You don't always receive free spaces. Sometimes you got to go out and purchase spaces yourself. I mean, that's what I did. They didn't always give me a free space. I went out and purchased every space that was available, and I'd always give tours and show what new items are coming out, and it's taking initiative. HCV, as many know, it stands for Home Community Volunteer. So that's what you really are. You're volunteers. You're not paid volunteers. You're just normal volunteers, good Samaritans in the community that just want to help out other users and new users with PlayStation Home. They're not employees of Sony. They do not get paid by Sony. They do not have any administrative powers. They're just normal users like everybody else that just, want to help out. And they have a little bit of more responsibility because they are HCVs.
So let me kind of clear this up for you guys that, have a view of HCVs that you might not need to have. And what I mean by this, guys, is anyone that's been to the forums, there are a section of people that love HCVs, and there are a section of people that just don't like them for some reason. And I'm not sure if that's because they think that they just get everything for free, oh, they're paid, or they think that they're just better than everybody. But let me explain, as Chronos has pointed out here, that these people are volunteering their time. They are not getting paid. Yes, they do get a couple of benefits. They get a free personal place every now and then. We all know how Sony is. They're not even going to give, HCVs every personal place for free. So if you think that an HCV just sits back and gets, personal places handed to them and items and, can just do all this stuff, you're wrong. What these people are doing, they are volunteering their time with no pay to help you out, to give you the best experience that you can get from home. And two of the best examples of those people are sitting right here, in this talk show today, JERSQUALL and Chronosviper. So if you really want to be an HCV and you really want to support home, you know, have a good outlook on the HCVs, because they are responsible for some stuff. I mean, they have to act a certain way. They may or may not be able to give their real view on certain things. I'm going to ask Cronus about that in a minute. But my personal opinion is being an HCV is not like all of you think. You know, everyone's like, I want to be an HCV. You may not want to be one after you became one, because a lot of people just hate HCVs or are jealous of them or something. Cronus, you want to address that?
Well, I mean, like you said, it really is about being involved with the community. It's not sitting back and, you know, expecting to get handed stuff for free. No, you have a set of responsibilities to go out and help the community. And, you know, they understand that real life takes precedence over PlayStation Home, so they don't expect you to be on for, you know, a certain amount of time. You know, just whenever you can, come on to PlayStation Home, help out the new users, help out any users, you know, just do your part. And you know, they will give you a free space every now and then, except they expect you to give tours of that space. You know, they're not just giving it to you so you can have a free space and flaunt it and say, oh, I've got this free space that you guys can't get yet. No, I mean, it's about helping out the community, and really just showing that, you know, you're there to help support them. And there are a lot that don't like HCVs because they're privileged, but it's not that they're really privileged. They have a lot of responsibility, and you know, they're expected to act a certain way because they are the face of home. You have to sign a very specific and strict contract with Sony. You know, you're not a part of Sony, but you still have to sign a contract saying that, you know, you're gonna behave, you know, respectfully. You know, you're not gonna be inappropriate, because you are kind of the face of PlayStation Home and of Sony. So, you know, you really can't, you know, misbehave, you know, or say inappropriate things. As well as you cannot act like a Sony official or an employee of Sony, because you aren't. So, you know, you're really restricted as to, you know, what you can say, what you can't say, because, you know, a lot of you can't talk about yet. So, well, yeah, no, I mean, it's a lot of fun, and getting involved in the community, making a lot of new friends, because a lot of people, you know, even with the people that are out there that don't really like HCVs, there are a lot more people that are supportive of what the HCVs do and that love HCVs, and, you know, you're going to find a lot of people that, you know, want to be your friends and, you know, just want to have a good time. So it really is a fun and once-in-a-lifetime experience. So if you ever get the chance, definitely do sign up.
So guys, keep that in mind. What we're saying here, and what I'm trying to do with this interview, is I'm trying to talk to those people that are on the we don't like HCV side, because I cannot even comprehend that. This is a person that volunteered without pay to give his time for you to enjoy yourself more. You should pat any HCV on the back if you ever see them. It's not about getting the HCV symbol above your head or a free personal place. It's about these people went above and beyond the call of duty to help you out. And they're actually, if you want my opinion, now I'm not talking for Chronos or anybody else, I think that HCVs are punished in a way. Because, like Chronos was saying, you have to sign a contract, you have to act a certain way. It's not about, I'm privileged. You know, you're almost sacrificing to be an HCV. Chronos, I got one other question for you. Clubs on home, what do you think about them?
I hope it's not about my stinky shirt. Clubs.
You know what I'm asking. There's the clubs like GI, Home Informer.
Yeah.
Then there's the
clubs, and then there's the mafias, families, and you know. I think clubs they're a really great thing in PlayStation Home. They allow with similar, with similar likes and, hobbies to get together in one place, and you can have meetings or chat or hang out, talk about whatever you like, and it's just a really great thing. Now there's also the mafias and the families that also, there's some that start some drama. I'm not saying they're all bad. There's a lot of groups out there that call themselves mafias or families that try to actually help out the community. Basically, they just do the same thing HCVs do, just in an unofficial standard, and and I think it's great. If you want to start up a group to help out, that's fine. As for the ones that start drama, I guess that's their choice too. I try to stay out of that side of things as much as I can, but it always happens,
Alright, well, somebody's starting out a new club that's new on home. What do you suggest they do? If they want to become like Gamer in Depth or Home Informer or the Assassin's Guild, where do you suggest they get on the right track? And that's my last question, and we'll have a couple of questions from the audience, and that'll be it.
Well, that's a great question. There's several things you can do. Back in the day, it was a lot harder because we don't have this new ability like you do in the we didn't have the ability in Central Plaza to post our own events on a message board like you can do now in the Central space. So posting on the activity board or the event board, posting your own events about meeting times or that you started a new club is a great way to get word out there. Everybody checks those boards. They check for new events, new clubs. So post there. Another great place, one of the best places to post, is on the forums. If you're making a new club, post in the club section in the PlayStation Home forum. That's the best place to post.
Alright guys, you have heard it from the man who helped get the program started. What to expect, how to get there on the HCV program. You've heard the comments about clubs. You've seen my videos. If you've got a club that's up and coming or a club that you've had forever, it doesn't matter. Give me a call. Get involved with some other people that have made it on home, and just keep in mind, we are all here to have fun. That is the main thing that we're here. And I lied a minute ago. I do have one other question that just occurred to me. Where do you see home in 10 years?
Ooh. Well, I definitely see home sort of heading into a more user-based direction, a more user-controlled, user-friendly direction. And you've seen announcements about it coming out soon. Lockwood's putting out the, Hometown? Where you can build your own town in PlayStation Home. So, it's really heading more towards the play, create, share aspect of the PlayStation franchise, where the user is going to be in charge of creating their own cities, their own towns. You're going to be able to, the End Dreams is creating the blueprint space where you can create your own personal spaces. So, it's really sort of heading towards that play, create, share aspect where the user is going to be able to create their own spaces. They're going to be able to create their own city.
Wow.
And they're going to be able to invite all of their friends to come and join them and enjoy the activities. So, Home Tycoon. That's the game that's coming out. So, I really see it just heading towards users are going to be able to create, you know, their own world.
Wow. I've been on home for 2 years now. And it's just amazing to me that I can get online and talk to somebody in Japan or something, or invite them over and play a game of pool with them. To me, home is just awesome. And Chronos, man, thank you so much for being here. And if you don't mind, I'm going to let the audience members ask you a question or two if they have one. And
yeah, sure.
Let's see. Anybody out there got a question? Just go ahead and stand up and ask it.
POB.
So, Chronos, what was it like during your time as an HCV when the HCV program was just getting started?
It was very nerve-wracking. You know, we didn't really have all of the rules and all of the stuff out because we had just gotten started. So, I mean, it was really in the experimental phase of us, you know, basically we just walked around and helped out users. And the very first event that we ever got to help out participate in was actually the E3 event. What was it? E3, was it 08? I think it was E3 2008. Or was it 09? I can't remember. I think it was 08. Basically we got to, if you guys all have, I don't know if you guys have them, but all of the older users have the No Place Like Home t-shirts, and basically every week the managers would, Locust Star and Sidonia would send us voucher codes for those shirts that we'd go around home passing. So that was one of the first events that we ever did. But I mean, it was really just, you know, doing what we normally did. Yeah, not everybody got their shirts, but no, I mean, normally it was just really doing what we normally did. You know, walking around helping out new users, because that's what we all did at the time, and that's why we were all picked.
Very good question, Paul. Next.
Okay.
Now let's go with Bradley. Oh, no, Bradley asked when will the HCV program be accepting new members. I'm not quite sure right now. They usually do it on like a quarterly basis. I would guess probably in a couple of months. It's always good to go check the HCV FAQ on the forums, because they will inform you when they're accepting new applicants, and they will have a link to the application to sign up. Let's go with, we'll go with KLC, and then we'll go with Pokemon.
Chronosviper. I mean, I've been here pushing on 4 years now. If you had the option, would you do this all again?
I definitely would. I mean, it was such a great program, and I loved every minute of it. You know, I loved it so much that I never stopped doing it, which is why everybody made fun of me, because I was always wearing my Home Community Volunteer shirt. And they would make fun, because they would say I was never washing it, so they said I had a stinky shirt. But no, I just had a really great time. If I wasn't as busy as I am now, you know, in the video game industry and you know, voice acting and whatnot, you know, I would definitely do it again. It just really was a great once-in-a-lifetime experience that I will never forget.
Okay. Great to know that you guys are still passionate about it.
We'll go with Mew, and then I
just have a quick question. TV. When someone is an HCV and they get the free personal space, when it comes out, do they get to keep the free personal space, or do they have to buy it once it comes out? Like, we just take it on and then they have to buy it.
No. It's kind of like a gift. They give you the free personal space, and then you get to keep it. But you know, as for keeping it, you have to give tours of the personal space to anybody that wants it. So, I mean, really, it's sort of like a give and take. They give you a personal space, but they expect you to give tours, you know, for giving you the personal space.
Alright.
Okay, thank you, Stevie.
Pop will probably kill me if I don't get one last question from him in. Chronos, just one last question. Pop, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay, this is going to be a series of really quick questions that are only like one-word answers. So here we go. Pop's lightning round. Let's go. Bacon or pancakes?
Oh my God, I'm cutting that out. Pop, sit down, dude.
How could you throw those two
Really?
together like
Come
that?
on.
That's bacon and pancakes.
They're both breakfast. Bacon or pancakes?
Man, I
Breakfast.
warned
have to
you
say
about
bacon.
that.
You can't just pick one. You know, those
Okay,
are two like
everybody, hey,
you have to do
hey.
both, man. You got to do both.
You know, I might leave that in. I don't know. Alright, folks. I'd like you all to give Chronos a big hand for being here. We have really enjoyed it. Chronos, you're welcome back anytime, man. Just hit me up and we'll do it.
No, thanks for having me. It was my pleasure.
Alright, once again everybody, Chronosviper in the house.